Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Today's video is gonna be a fun one. So we've been traveling now for 3 years full-time on the road, and it's been amazing. But during that time, we've seen RVers do some very strange things. Oftentimes, things they just need to stop doing altogether. So today, we're gonna talk about all the things RVers need to stop doing. We're all thinking it, I'm just gonna say it out loud. This first one is a big one, and it happens all the time, and most of the time, people don't know that they're crossing the line. If my truck is still hooked to my trailer, or if anyone's truck is still hooked to their trailer, that is a no-go for having a conversation. If someone just arrived at the RV park, please don't come over and start talking to them. They've been traveling all day. I know for us, my kids are probably going crazy, my dog's going crazy, my wife has probably been crazy, I'm starting to go a little crazy, and I just want to get this thing unhooked and set up. As soon as I'm set up, you can come over and have the greatest conversation in the world. But until I'm unhooked, please don't come over and have a conversation with me. This goes for when you arrive and when you're leaving, because you could break someone's routine, a routine they follow to make sure they do everything they're supposed to do, and by having a conversation with you, they may skip a step or two, which may be a big deal depending on which step they skip. Also, don't offer unsolicited help. Sure, we might be having a hard time getting in our sight, and if you come over and ask and we decline, please walk away. We mean no offense by it. Don't offer unsolicited help, and don't start conversations with people who are actively trying to connect or disconnect their RV.
Can I help you?
Do not knock on people's doors. Unless my RV is actively on fire or leaking water, do not knock on my door. The same goes for the campground owners. If my package arrives, I know it's there. Amazon told me. I don't need you to bring it to my site and knock on my door. If you bring it to my site, that's fine. But do not knock on my door. The reason we don't like you to knock on our doors is because you saw how loud the kids and the dog get. Well, if you knock on my door, you're basically knocking on everyone's door around me, because everyone around me is gonna know that you were knocking on my door because my dogs and my kids are gonna go crazy. At some point throughout the day, someone in my house is likely sleeping. You also don't know if the person who's in there works nights, because several people who live in RVs work. So knocking on their door could be during their sleep hours before they go back to work. So whatever you do, it's never okay to knock on someone's RV door unless it's an absolute emergency. This is a box of sewer stuff. This is a picnic table. This is full of all the things you use to get rid of your number twos. This is where you hang out as a family and eat your food. Can you guess what two things don't go together? That's right. You never put number two stuff where you're gonna eat, and you never eat where you're gonna put number two stuff. It is never okay to put your sewer stuff on the picnic tables, or any of your hookups for that fact, on the picnic tables. Someone's gonna be eating a meal there later, and they don't know that you just took all your number two stuff and put it all over the place. So stop putting all your number two stuff and your hookup accessories on the picnic tables. You guys know what that is? That's right, that's my sewer dump valve. We have black tanks and gray tanks that come out of this, and some campgrounds don't have a problem with letting you dump your gray water on the ground. Well, I'm here to say, it is never okay for you to dump your gray water on the ground. For me, gray water is sometimes worse than the black water, and not to mention, you're letting it on the ground right here into my site that I have to deal with when I'm hanging out with my family. So it's never okay to let your gray water drain straight on the ground, especially in RV parks. Do you see this empty campground behind me? All this is acceptable walking areas if you need to walk around. This is my site. This is not an acceptable place for you to walk if you need to walk around. Walking through campsites. It is never okay to walk through someone's campsite. Right here, we have an amazing campsite. we have a nice pull through with a huge yard. That's my yard right now. And as long as my RV's in it, that's essentially my home right now. You wouldn't walk through other people's backyards at home to get somewhere else, so you wouldn't walk through someone's RV site to get somewhere else either. Just think of it like this. If you couldn't drive your truck through there, you probably shouldn't be walking through there either. So stick to the roads and don't walk through other people's campsites, especially when they're in their front yard. That's right, we've had people walk through their front yard as we were sitting in the front yard hanging out. This is a big one, especially for me and Alicia, because we have kids, so we notice it. But have you ever been to an RV park and the playground has like 40 kids on it, but there's only 2 adults over there? Well, that's because all the other parents left their kids for those 2 adults to watch for them. Stop making the other campers babysit your kids. Sure, if your kids want to go play while you set up, that's fine, but don't leave them over there all day for the other adults to watch for you. If your kids are going to play, at least be over there and watch them play and mingle with the other RVers. But please stop letting other people babysit your kids when you're in RV parks. Stop taking your RV back to the dealership. If you purchase your RV new and you have a warranty and it's being fixed under warranty, that is the only time it is ever acceptable to bring your RV back to the dealership. But most of the time, bringing your RV back here is going to cost you more time and more money to fix it, because under warranty there's fine print, and usually things are not fixed so cut and dry like you expect. You'd be far better off if you either made the repairs yourself or hired out a certified technician than to ever bring your RV back to a dealership. Once they've made the sale, you are no longer their primary customer. Not only should you stop taking your RV to dealerships, you should also stop buying extended warranties from those dealerships, because extended warranties are not made for you. They're made for them to make more money in hopes that you never come in to have things fixed or things don't actually break. But extended warranties are not the safety net you think they are. I have 2 family members who have brand new RVs, and they spend just as much time in the shop as they do out adventuring. If they go for 4 weeks, it'll be 4 to 6 weeks before they get it back after all the repairs are made. We have a very close friend who bought an extended warranty thinking it would be his peace of mind to fix everything on his RV, only to find out when it came time to use it, it was gonna be $5,000 to make all the repairs. Under warranty, because they start to nickel and dime you on what's covered and not covered. So yes, they give you a free part, but they charge you for labor that is more than the part cost. So stop spending your money on extended warranties. You will be better off in the long run if you just manage the problems yourself, use the money to make the repairs either yourself or with a qualified technician, and never involve the dealership. Stop buying all these travel memberships, these plans where if you become a member you can save some money, like Harvest Host, Boondockers Welcome, Good Sam, 1,000 Trails, and Passport America, and several others I probably don't know about, at least until you figure out how you intend to travel. If you're a weekend warrior, there's no reason for you ever to buy these, because I don't think you use your RV enough to ever see the benefits. If you're a full-timer, you have to figure out how you intend to travel before you purchase some of these. Some of these might be good, some of these you will never see the full benefit of it unless you commit to trying to take advantage of the program. Like 1,000 Trails. 1,000 Trails is awesome, but unless you're gonna stay in their network and play their game, you will never see the benefit of being a 1,000 Trails members. And don't get me started on what it takes to get out of a 1,000 Trail membership. But stop buying RV travel memberships, at least until you know how you intend to use them. Stop blowing your train horn. Yeah, don't be that guy. We know you have an awesome train horn. We know you want to blow your awesome train horn. We know you want to show off your awesome train horn to everybody. But don't be that guy that blows it in the RV park. Wait until you get out, and then blow your awesome train horn. I'm here to tell you today that you don't have to buy every RV gadget that you see on YouTube in order to RV. You just simply don't need any of the gadgets. Plus, what you don't understand is by adding all these gadgets, you're not making your life easier, you're actually adding more stress to your life, because the more gadgets, the more things can go wrong. Also, most of these gadgets are not going to work or integrate like you expect them to. So at the end of the day, you have a whole bunch of bells and whistles to try to enhance your experience that you spend a lot of time trying to navigate and troubleshoot and deal with. So just stop buying all the RV gadgets, at least until you know which ones might actually benefit your life. All right, I'm gonna pick on all the diesel owners on this one. Stop letting your diesels idle for hours on end for no reason at all. Class A's, I'm looking at you. When you pull in, sometimes you guys let your main diesel run for 30 to 40 to 50 minutes at a time. I have no idea why it's still running. Your slides are out and you're set up, but the engine is still idling. The same goes for all you deleted boys out there. We know it's cool that it's deleted, but we don't want to listen to it for hours on end. You actually do not have to start your motor 30 minutes before you want to use it. You can go outside, get in it, and go where you need to go. We don't need to listen to it run for 30 minutes before you decide to leave. So please stop letting all your diesel motors run for no reason at all. Hi, my name's Kevin, and I live full-time on the road. And when I meet you, I'm gonna make sure I let you know that. And I get bonus points if I can include how long I've been doing it in the first sentence. Don't you guys love full-time introductions? No matter where we go, if we run into another full-time family, it's almost mandatory that they have to let you know right away that they live full-time. They have to give you your credentials. For those of you that don't live full-time, this might come off as a weird thing because we're letting you know that we live full-time. We're not sure if we're doing it because we want to make new friends who are also full-timers, or if we want to give you an excuse for all the stuff that we have around our RV, because we don't want you to think that we brought all these things just to camp for the weekend. The full-time introduction. If you didn't notice it, the next time you go camping, wait for it. Someone who full-times will come over and start talking to you, and you'll actually know they're full-timing before the conversation even starts. This is our Ford F-350 Platinum. It has a gross vehicle weight rating of 14,000 pounds. It's a beast. This is our Grand Design Momentum 397TH. It has a gross vehicle weight rating of 20,000 pounds. It is also a beast. And when you put them together, you get a truck that is capable of towing this trailer. They're perfectly matched. They're made for each other. Most RVers don't get this part right. That's because they have an existing vehicle that can tow, and they go purchase an RV without thinking about, can the vehicle I have actually tow this RV? Most of the time, the answer is, it cannot. Usually you need way more truck than you think to tow the RV you want to get. Just because your truck can move it doesn't mean it should. So the biggest safety issue out there is making sure that you have the right tow vehicle for the trailer you're trying to tow. Our RV came with awesome lights. We have lights everywhere. We have lights underneath, we have lights on the front, we have lights in every door. The lights are awesome, but not everyone at this campground thinks my lights are awesome. I've got blue lights, I've got red lights, I've got pink lights, and I've got this. It's not useful for anything, but I got it. Outdoor lights are awesome, and there's a time and a place for them, and they're great for entertaining guests around your campsite, but they are very loud. So whenever quiet hours roll around, let's go ahead and make sure we remember to turn the lights off, because as cool as you think they are, everyone in this campground does not want to enjoy your lights all night long. Have you ever checked into an RV park only to find out that your neighbor is a big fan of heavy metal rock? And now you are too, because he's playing it loud enough for the entire RV park to hear. Or to be sleeping soundly in the morning, only to find out your neighbor is leaving at 5:30 and he's using his impact gun to pull his jacks up. These are examples of people breaking quiet hours. Quiet hours are put in place so we can all share the same space and coexist without disturbing each other. Most RVers are pretty good at this, and when they do it, they don't know they're doing it. But be mindful of how much noise you're making and who might be hearing your noise, because you may be disturbing people that you don't know you're disturbing. And you have to consider that some people might be traveling with kids, the kids could be sleeping, some people might be working, some people might work nights. You could be disturbing someone's sleep time because you're having a good time at your RV site. So just be mindful to make sure that if you're having a good time, make sure the good time stays in your site. Stop pretending you didn't just see your dog poop. That's right, your dog pooped and you walked out without picking it up. This happens all the time. People are walking around, they come by and they say hi, you start to talk, the dog gets the urge, the dog takes care of the urge, the conversation ends, and the owner walks off without picking up the mess. Don't act like you didn't see that dog poop while we were talking, and don't walk off without picking it up. And by the way, we also notice you're doing it in the dog park as well.
Hey, can you take this to the dumpster for me?
Yep.
Thank you.
Stop throwing your trash in the fire rings. We go to so many campgrounds. When we show up, this thing is full of cans, trash, glass, all the trash they tried to burn the night before they left. And the campground hasn't had a chance to come over and clean it up, but it shouldn't have to, because you shouldn't throw all your trash that should go in the dumpster in the fire ring. That's not where it goes. No pet bedding. No one's around. They'll never know. Yes, we will. We most certainly will know that you chose to ignore that sign and put pet bedding in the washers. You know how we'll know? Because it'll be full of pet hair when you get done. But also, we're probably waiting for you to come back and move your laundry so that we can wash. So you're gonna have to pull it out in front of us, and we're gonna see you put it in the dryer as well. Stop putting your pet stuff in the shared washer and dryers at RV parks. It's not fair to anyone, especially the people who don't own pets. Stop doing your dishes in the bathhouses. No one wants to go clean up for the night, take a shower, come to the sink to find your food residue and dish residue all over the place. Not to mention, people also go number 2 in here. Why would you clean the dishes that you used to eat with? Somewhere someone goes number 2. Just don't clean your dishes in the bathhouses. All right, we made it. It's time to get our campsite set up. All right, we're set up and this site looks awesome. Y'all ready to see it? Here it goes. We're all set up and ready to camp. Stop having so much stuff in your front yard. Now this is mostly for you permanent and long-term residents. You sort of start collecting things and you never stop. But there are full-timers and travelers that have this much stuff as soon as they arrive. As soon as they get there, they unpack the entire RV and it's in the front yard. All this stuff in the front yard, not acceptable. All this stuff inside the RV, acceptable. That is a list of all the things that RVers need to stop doing right now. Some of these things you may be doing and not know you're doing, where there's others you absolutely know that you are doing. What are some of the things that you wish RVers would stop doing? Anyway guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We love you and we'll see you in the next one.